Deep within the sun-scorched heart of California, far from the bustling highways and sprawling cities, lay a forgotten forest. Towering redwoods, ancient and gnarled, clawed at the sky, their emerald canopy choking the sunlight. A perpetual twilight cloaked the forest floor, a tapestry of decaying leaves and creeping moss. Here, nestled amongst the silent giants, stood an abandoned church, its spire a broken finger pointing accusingly at the heavens. The paint peeled from its once vibrant walls, now a canvas for creeping vines and grotesque shadows. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay, a silent testament to the passage of time and the secrets the forest held close. The church's stained glass windows, once vibrant with biblical scenes, were now dull and lifeless, their beauty lost to the relentless march of time. The oaken door creaked ominously in the wind, a mournful groan that echoed through the silent woods. It was a place forgotten by man, reclaimed by nature, and haunted by whispers of a tragic past. Emily, a wisp of a girl with eyes as blue as the summer sky, called this desolate place home. She lived within the decaying walls of the church with her father, a reclusive preacher with a heart as heavy as the ancient Bible he clutched. Her world was a small one, bounded by the towering redwoods and her father's somber sermons. But within those boundaries, Emily found solace. She befriended the forest creatures, her laughter echoing through the silent trees as she chased butterflies through the dappled sunlight. Her days were filled with the simple joys of a life lived in harmony with nature. She helped her father tend their small vegetable garden, the rich soil yielding its bounty under their loving care. She read by the flickering light of the fireplace, her imagination soaring with each turn of the page. And every Sunday her sweet voice filled the dusty church, singing hymns to an empty congregation, her pure tones a beacon of hope in the desolate woods. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, a stranger stumbled upon their secluded haven. He was tall and gaunt, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. His eyes, when they met Emily's, were cold and calculating like shards of ice. He introduced himself as a traveler, lost and seeking shelter for the night. Emily's father, his heart moved by the stranger's plight, welcomed him into their humble abode, unaware of the darkness he had invited into their lives. That night, Emily felt a shiver run down her spine as she caught the stranger staring at her, a hungry look in his eyes. His presence filled their small home, suffocating her with a sense of dread she couldn't shake. She retreated to her room, seeking solace in the familiar comfort of her bed. But sleep wouldn't come. A knot of fear tightened in her stomach, a premonition of the horror that was to come. The next morning, Emily awoke to an eerie silence. Her father was gone, vanished without a trace. The stranger, too, had disappeared, leaving behind an emptiness that echoed through the church and settled like a weight in Emily's heart. Days turned into weeks, then months, but her father never returned. The forest, once a source of comfort, now whispered of her loss. The rustling leaves a constant reminder of her loneliness. The once thriving town nearby, once a bustling hub of gold miners and loggers, had fallen into disrepair. The gold rush had ended, leaving behind ghost towns and broken dreams. The forest, once a source of lifeblood for the town, now stood as a barrier, isolating the church and its tragic inhabitant from the rest of the world. The church, once a beacon of hope, was now a place of sorrow, its very walls imbued with Emily's grief and the mystery of her father's disappearance.